don't know if you can see anything I'm doing there. So I've got a new fuel gauge. Nothing fancy. Just something that will work. Basically just wiring up at the minute. So I've got the green wire going straight to live at the minute just to see if it works. I know I've probably got just over empty in. So I've got one to earth, one to live, and then this is the signal which goes down there, I believe. Yeah, okay. So that's worked. As I thought, I've just got over empty. And an a live feed for when the ignition comes on. And yeah, Bob's your uncle, I think. So yeah, cool. That's one job done. The next thing on the list I need to do is try and figure out how to use that as my ignition. So I've been speaking to Mark, one of my good mates. He seems to know what he's doing with wires, and he's told me to buy a special kind of relay. I forgot what it's called. And you connect two to the live, one to ignition and then one to switch to earth. Apparently that makes the switch stay on and be a continuous button rather than a continuous switch rather than a temporary one. So when you press the button, hopefully it'll stay on. When I press the button again, it'll turn off. That's the idea. That's what I'm after doing. The fuel gauge is now sat in there, nice and flush. Obviously my tablet will be going here. Steering wheel there. But once that's wired in, I've got fuel, and then the tablet literally does everything else. Because the fuel system on mine is completely separate to the whole car, I need to have my own little kind of fuel gauge just to tell what's going on. So I'm going to crack on with this button, so I need to go and get some wires, I think. Just finished up doing all the wiring. I've not yet started it. I think I will start. Fuel gauge is running at say I'm nearly empty, so I'm getting a bit fed up with wiring, and it's a bit too dark to be bending over and doing all that shit anyway. So what I've decided to do is come in the garage and fix my new bracket that Ryan has welded up for us. So basically, yeah, this bracket is going to go bolted onto here like that. 2 bolts on each side, and I'm going to put 2 rivets there, probably 4 there, and then 2 there, and then that'll be the new brace. But what I'm doing at the minute is just putting riv nuts into my splitter bracket, just so I can drill the splitter itself, and then I should be able to get bolts from underneath to bolt to this, so the split is sturdy. I'm doing this. Put this bracket on the splitter where I've made these new holes for these, just the other way around, and then the splitter can pretty much go back on. And then next job I need to do is to change these kind of wishbone ball joint things. And then, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. And then after tomorrow, it's Android and dash and final touches and blah blah blah, and then seats obviously. But yeah, we're getting there slowly. Oops. Right. Because if we're not, none of these holes down south will line up, and it'll be very embarrassing. So here we go. We have a bite, there's one. This baby up, and then we're done, I think. Yeah. is going to be strong as fuckery, that is. Chuffed to bits with that. It's got 2 bolts there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, 2 bolts there. Obviously underneath is all them. That is going to be strong because these are attached to the chassis legs in the car, so I reckon I can almost jack up from that. Smash this on the car. It's a bit dark outside, so there's no point in me filming it for you, but yeah, smash it on the car and then I'll show you tomorrow morning, and then we'll carry on tomorrow morning, I think. Out with the old, and crusty, in with the new, and shiny. Oh, that's hot. What a bastard. But I think I found out where the knockings come from. So I've got a split boot in there, and the other side was alright. This side, not so much. So that's going in the bin. And I'm going to replace it with a new one once I've straightened this up a little bit. But yeah, new one. Here. So as you can tell, it's another day, Saturday. Going to be cracking on with the rest of this mess. Hopefully get the car started today. Fingers crossed. Just like that. So I'll go and fit that on the car, then potentially change my pads, I think, and then put the wheels on. A new splitter mount that Ryan made me, so it's bolted onto the arms there, which are bolted onto the chassis. This goes to the front of the splitter, and then to the other side of the chassis. So I'm going to do a quick stand test, see if it works. Yeah, I'm not a light person, probably 85 kilograms, and it's quite easily taking my weight, so thank you Ryan, appreciate that mate. So next thing on the list to do is brakes. Just give the pins a little service and change the pads. I don't need to change the pads. But I've got spares and they've got a bit more juice on them, so I might as well use them. So yeah, this is the next kind of 2 weeks away. I've not been very good at updating at all, so I apologise for that. But I thought I'd just give you a quick update of what is going on and where I am at with the car. So if you remember, I think my last video, I had just about sorted a dash for the iPad, which wasn't going to work because it turns out I hadn't got the right installation on my iPad for the thing. So basically I went down the Android route and it's the same thing. I just couldn't upload it. I emailed the company and they just said something's wrong with something. So instead of having all my dash and dials there, I've decided a little bit of inspiration from Rob Lewis. I'd go here. So I've got oil pressure, starting to wire that in, oil temp, fuel and water temp, and then a big old rev buoy in the middle. I can't start my car at the minute because I've not got everything bolted on. I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, basically this little dial here, you can set it to wherever like red line you want, sort of thing. So on the way to the map, I'll probably set it for like 2.5, just so I don't go into boost, because obviously it'll be on a base map. So yeah, that's the inside done. Obviously I need to still stick the passenger seat in, but I'm going to strengthen the seats before I put them back in anyway. For speedo wise, I'm still going to use my iPad because obviously I still need a speedo, but I've got a plan on using this like here, weld the bar up at a slight angle, and then I should be able to hopefully velcro my iPad on so it can stay on, but then if I want it to come off, it can come off, sort of thing. So, outside side of things, I've fitted the new diff. It's in the car, but the old gearbox is out. I've got all this to do today, so like pipe work and intake and stuff like that, heat shield. So yeah, I've got all that to do. So the new turbo is on as also, and the new diff. So yeah, there's the ECU bracket. Kind of just riv nutted it. Two places there, nice and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. There's the gearbox. So at the minute, obviously, it's not got any oil in it. I've got the oil in the house. I'll show you soon. But it's got the new diff in it. Just needs a clutch bleeding on that, and then the new turbo. See that? So the X57R turbos, X57R turbos on. Just need to make some pipe work, connect the exhaust together, and then we can start it. So that's what I'm going to crack on with today. Fill the gearbox oil up, bleed the clutch, check the oil for the engine. Obviously, coolant. Need to put my new fancy coolant in. Okay, so this is my new fancy coolant. It's from Matt Lewis Racing. He's online on Facebook. Basically it's like super cooler. I've checked if it's alright for Fords, being blue. Obviously sometimes if you mix two together, obviously I'm going to try and flush it as much as I can, but if you mix two together sometimes it can do worse for it. And to go with it, I've got some deionized water, like that. So yeah, that should be good. That should help with cooling even more. I need to find out if I've got enough metal for it, but I do fancy making a shroud for my radiator. But kind of at the same time, I don't really want to take the whole front end off again. Need to stop being lazy, but I might do that today. If I've got time today to do that, I will do that. Mapping is in 2 days, so it's Monday today, bank holiday Monday today. So I'm going to get everything, as much as I can done today. Yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing 300 brake by Thursday. Be nice, wouldn't it? So what I'm doing right now is hot side. Cold side is done. That's pretty straightforward. That just came pretty easy with the standard car. Hot side is a bit more difficult because of the angles I'm looking for, so I have to bear with this for a sec. But I've got a bit of the hot side pipe there, and that's going straight into intercooler there. Then I've got a 45 60mm to 50mm, which is going to go here, and then just there a little bend from 50 to 50. That's obviously not jammed fully in there, but it's in there. Look at the engine mounts I've got, don't cause too much grief with that. So that's on there, and then that goes straight to turbo there. So The joys of owning a car that wasn't meant to be. But we'll get there, definitely. Yeah, I just need to get some Jubilees, hopefully get some that fit, and bang it all together, hopefully. I need to cut this down a little bit as well, because it's a little bit too long at the minute. But that won't take long. Gearbox, you can probably see now, but spin that wheel spins as well. One clicky diff, soon to be. Right then guys, so cold side done, all the way up to intake, nice and stiff. Hot side done, all the way to turbo, nice and stiff. Could do with a bracket being welded from there to there eventually, but I mean it's stiff at the minute, so it's not quite touching the, I know it looks like it is, but it's literally a paper thin gap between there and there, so I'm not worried about that. But for the time being, that's good. Getting there. I filled the gearbox up with oil, and luckily it's not dripping, so that's good stuff. This is oil I used, specific for Kaz diffs. It's got like a friction modifier in it, something or other. People will probably know a lot better than me, but basically it's better for the diff. Excuse me, so I thought I'd better use it. So the next thing I want to do is probably mock up the intake. Yeah, we can mock up the intake, just pipe from there all the way around here to somewhere around there again. Need to unplug all these and crank it over. I'm not going to put a shroud on the radiator just yet. That can be a job for later. I just want to get the car running now. Yeah, so let's crack on with the intake, see what we can get done with that, and then go from there. As I say, I've got a shit ton of pipes knocking about that, you know, they're just knocking about from bits of other builds and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do that, crack on with that, and then see how we get to. Oh, I think it's time to start. I'll just give it a good crank for a good half a minute, just over maybe. On and off the old starter so I don't burn it out. The coolant's topped up, everything's buttered up, the exhaust is done up, fuel's good. The only thing I haven't done yet is the intake, but I just want to see if it runs and everything's okay with it. So yeah, let's get in the cab and start it. It's started in a good while. I'll just prime the fuel first. Okay, ignition on. Here we go. Started alright. No leaks down there. No leaks on the clutch. No leaks down there. Can't see any leaks on the turbo. She seems good, boys. Nice. God damn it. Poor service that is. Can't clean my car and then not give me the air freshener I want. The one you want? Which one does it smell like? What, cherry? No.
That one's orange, not the best.
Oh no, I'm not getting orange. You know what? I'll go for that one because that does smell. That does tickle my fancy.
That one smells like new house.
new house. So then guys, it starts, it runs. So now I'm just about to take it to get filled up for tomorrow. So it sounds so good. That turbo sounds so angry. Pressure. It's all good, but everything seems to be working well. Oh yes. Apart from the oil pressure. I still haven't wired that up. I'm unsure how to do that, to be honest. Right then guys, so just come back from my test drive, quite a long one, probably a good 10-15 miles or so. And everything seems to be good. I am going to just double check everything before it gets a little bit too dark, because tomorrow we are going to TRS. So I'm going to end the video here, but it's been a long old haul this one. So the things that I've done is new ECU, new dashboard, I've got an iPad as a speedo. Tom, my mate, welded a bracket for that. Obviously new turbo, X57R turbo for the Fiesta ST obviously. Kaz Super Q diff. Bigger intercooler pipes. Oh yeah, pink calipers. My yellow ones broke, so I had to get some new ones, sharpish. Braced the seat to make the driver's seat stronger because I felt it was a little bit too flexy, so done that. Thanks to Tom again. My mate Nathan again, he's given it a good clean and it looks stunning again. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully my goal is to get it to 300 brake horsepower. That's my goal, at least 300 brake horsepower. My max is going to be 320. I don't want to go any more than that because I've heard horror stories of anything going in there. But I'm going to get TRS to give it a good health check. Make sure everything's good. And if it is good, then we can push it. If it's not good, or you know, if it's looking like we're pushing it at 300 brake, then we'll stop there. But yeah, I'm really excited. The car, you know, looks good. I'm really excited to get driving down there. Nathan's going to come with me. He's going to be doing a swap on his Fiesta EcoBoost. He's 1 litre. He's putting the 2 litre in it. He's putting the ST 1.6, same as this, in it. So yeah, he wants to know what all the goodies are about at TRS and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. At the end of the video, I'm going to make another video on the remapping session tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace out.